any formal intro of her. I just want all of you to kindly listen to his discourse very attentively. And now, as a token of our respect for Bhaiya, I request Prabhat Singh to offer him a garland.
श्रीमद् युगल सरकार की, श्रीमद् सद्गुरु सरकार की। ध्यानमूलम गुरोर्मूर्ति पूजामूलं गुरोर्पदम् मन्त्रमूलं गुरोर्वाक्यम् भक्तिमूलं गुरोर्कृपा। पादाश्रितानाञ्च समस्तचौरम् श्रीराधिकाया हृदयस्य चौरम् नीलाम्बुजश्यामलकान्तिचौरम् चौराग्रगण्यं पुरुषं नमामि। यशोदया समाकापि देवता नास्ति भूतले। उलूखले यया बद्धो मुक्तिदो मुक्तिमिच्छति। यो ब्रह्माणं विदधाति पूर्वम् यो वै वेदांश्च प्रहिणोति तस्मै तग्मुंह देवमात्मबुद्धिप्रकाशम् मुमुक्षुर्मुमुक्षुर्मुक्तिमेच्छति। Churvai Sharanamaham Prapadye. Dear devotees, tonight we're going to be singing one Pad Kirtan from Prem Ras Madhira, Siddhant Madhuri, Pad number 3, and I'll be explaining the meaning of this. It's not too loud, it seems a little loud. Anokho lakyon jagat vyavahar. The interactions, the interpersonal relations of this world are anokhe. Anokha can mean amazing in a good way, and it can mean amazing in a ridiculous way. So we'll see which way Maharaji is referring to when we get into this pad. Siddhant Madhuri, pad number 3. Lakyon jagat vyavahar anokho.
Lakyon jagat vyavahar anokho.
Lakyon jagat vyavahar anokho.
Lakyon jagat vyavahar anokho.
Jab laon swarath siddh hot raha.
Jab lo swarath siddh hot raha.
Jab laon swarath siddh hot raha.
Jab lo swarath siddh hot raha.
Tab laon naat हजार अनोखो.
तब लो नात हजार अनोखो.
तब लाओ नात हजार अनोखो.
तब लो नात हजार अनोखो. जगत व्यवहार अनोखो.
Jagadguru Shree Kripalu Maharaj in his lectures and writings has given us the foundation of how to understand psychology. None of us here, or probably there may be one or two doctorates in psychology or psychiatry here, I don't know, but probably most of us have not studied to that extent in any university trying to understand the human mind. And yet, because of our exposure to Sri Maharajji's teachings, we have something that those PhDs lack, a spiritual perspective on our own mind and on why it's challenging, to say the least, to maintain harmonious relationships with people in this world. Sri Maharajji has explained it just with a few basic principles. So we're going to cover these few principles here tonight. In case you're interested on reading up on it yourself, you can go to Prem Ras Siddhant, the Sansar Ka Swarup chapter, the Nature of the World chapter, and you can read all about this yourself. You can see that without this knowledge, I'm not sure how any therapist, psychologist, or psychiatrist would be able to operate. Meaning, when they're missing the basis for understanding human interaction. The first point you've heard thousands of times from Sri Maharajji. Sab swarthi hain. This is the first thing. And yet we forget it. Swarthi means everyone is seeking the fulfillment of their own self-interest. This is our nature. This is, until God realization, it's an incontrovertible fact. Everybody is seeking their own happiness. There's no way out of it. There's no way around it. No one can be selfless. Koi nahi nishkam prem kar sakta hai until you get God realized. Now, someone might think that must mean we're all very bad people. We're all so selfish. Is that what you're saying? No. It's just the nature of the way the mind works. The mind is being driven by the deep desire of the soul for happiness. You all know, Chinmatram Shri Hareransham Sukshmam Aksharam Avyayam Krishnadhinamiti Prahur Jivam Jnana Gunashrayam. We're all ansh of Shri Krishna. And it is the nature of every ansh to desire their anshi. Therefore, we all desire Shri Krishna. And since Shri Krishna himself is Anand, he is perfect happiness. Therefore, all of us desire perfect happiness. If we go to some remote location and meditate for thousands of lifetimes, trying to change this nature of desiring happiness so that we can become a selfless person, we will fail. It is the nature of our soul. It is our DNA that we desire to be perfectly happy. Until we attain that happiness, that is the only thing driving us. Sarva swartham samihate. Our scriptures say everybody is driven by this inner sense of something is missing. There's a void, and I have to fill it. The origin of this feeling is we want perfect happiness. This need, this one singular desire of the soul, can only be satisfied by attaining God, because God is perfect happiness. So we are all selfish. We're selfish until we attain God, and then we become selfless. Only after attaining God can we love someone else for their happiness. Until then, nava are patyu kamaya pati priyo bhavatyat manastu kamaya pati priyo bhavati. Nava are sarvasya kamaya sarvam priyam bhavatyat manastu kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. It's a long mantra from Vedas that I cut short that says no matter who they are in this world, nobody loves somebody else for their happiness. They love for their own happiness. It's natural. It's our nature. Sarvesham api bhutanam nripasvatmaiva ballabha itarevatya itarepatya vittadyas tadvallabhatayaivahi. Bhagavatam says the same thing. We don't love for the sake of love. We love another because we believe that will bring us happiness. We don't pursue money for the sake of money. We believe getting money will bring us happiness. We don't do anything in this world for any other reason than we believe it will bring us happiness. And there's nothing wrong with this. This is who we are. It's not a criticism, it's a reality. Okay, that's point number one. We're all driven by the desire to be happy, and every breath we take, every single action we perform is done with this singular goal in mind: how to find happiness. If you think you're doing anything for any other reason, check yourself. Check your mind. Oh, you're trying to lie to me today, are you? Oh, I'm doing this for this person. Nope, not possible. At least be honest with yourself. The second thing to consider is obvious, but the point needs to be made. None of us have happiness. And where are we looking for happiness? From each other. So you see, point one, we're all looking for happiness. That's an incontrovertible fact, an unchangeable principle of the human mentality. We're all swarthi because we're all seeking happiness. And number two, the second fact, none of us has happiness. That's why we're seeking it. If we had happiness, we wouldn't be seeking it. What does this have to do? Well, from whom do we seek happiness? From our husband, from our wife, from our friend, from our sister, from our brother. Do they have happiness? No, they are also swarthi. They don't have happiness, therefore they are seeking happiness. From where are they seeking it? From us? There's an echo. I don't have happiness and they have hope of getting it from me. They don't have happiness and I have hope of getting it from them. Will any of us be happy in such a situation? No. I'll be disappointing them and they'll be disappointing me over and over and over again. Oh, I thought I was going to get happiness from you. But there's a whole game going on behind the scenes. We're very shrewd about it. I have to act, this is what we believe, I have to act like I have something you want. Otherwise, why would you come to me? I want this person's affection. So for me to gain their affection, since they're inherently swarthi, they have to believe they're going to get happiness from me. Only then they would love me. Only then they would be attracted to me. They also know that this game has to be played, so they're also They know they have to present themselves in a certain way so that I think I can get something from them that will make me happy. Sometimes it's something we call social capital. We're making these shrewd calculations in our mind all the time. Oh, this person is very beautiful. So that means they will have a certain influence on others. So if I can get them to accept me and everybody else recognizes that this beautiful person has accepted me, I will gain that social capital. And then others will be attracted to me and I will have influence. We don't even realize it. We're making these calculations all the time, and others are judging us according to that calculation of social capital, and we are judging others. If we look at someone and we feel like, I'm not going to get anything of value by befriending this person. Nobody is going to think more highly of me. I'm not going to accumulate any social capital by befriending this person. Then we remain neutral to them. It's fine. They're not harming us. They're not going to help us. We're just neutral. Then we identify someone. If this person accepts me, yes, that's going to make a difference in my life. And this is how we enter into every single relationship. It's the same thing when we're deciding whom to marry. Is this person going to make me happy? That's the calculation that's going on in our brain, right? What other calculation would it be? What else matters? Will this person make me happy? Were you calculating, before you decided whom to marry, were you calculating, will I be able to make this person happy? No, that thought never once entered your mind. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm just pointing out the reality. Okay, so we have this situation. We're all seeking the fulfillment of our own self-interest. In other words, we're all seeking perfect happiness. No one in this world who's not God-realized has perfect happiness, yet we're all walking around pretending we have something that others want. And we're trying to trade on that. But in the end, when we don't have happiness, we ourselves are beggars. Aren't we going to disappoint them in the end? We can keep up the charade for a while. In the end, they're going to be disappointed. Oh, I'm not as happy as I thought I was going to be with you. And in the end, inevitably, we are disappointed with our friend, our husband, our wife. So you see, when this is the underlying, inherent reason for our interactions, how is it going to be harmonious? Think about it. We enter into every interaction with another person calculating, will this person be able to provide me what I need? And that person is pretending they're going to be able to provide me with that happiness that I seek, when the fact is they don't have even an ounce or a shred of such happiness. And we're doing the same with them. And we both fool each other, which is also amazing. We think we're smarter than everybody else. I'm playing this game and nobody else is playing this game, and everybody else is playing checkers and I'm playing chess. I don't think so. Everybody's playing the same game, and then we get surprised. Oh, you used me? What did you think? Of course I used you. You were using me, I was using you. Both of us got disappointed because neither of us could provide what the other one was looking for. So this is why Maharaji is saying, Anokho lakyo jagat vyavahar. These interactions amongst these earthly people are just amazing to watch. It's beyond absurdity. But there's more. Arath lagi ta par mamta karai sab koi. Sur nar muni sab kiya hariti, swarath lagi karahi sab priti. Tulsidas Ji says it's a simple formula. However much someone believes that their self-interest is getting fulfilled or will be fulfilled by that person, they have that much mamata. They have that much attraction, affection, love for a person. If their thinking changes, their belief changes, oh no, I don't think I'll get as much happiness as I was planning, then the attachment also reduces. And on the other hand, if we perceive that this person is thwarting my self-interest, they become our enemy in our mind. We start thinking of them as our enemy. So on the one hand, when we start believing a person could make us happy, even though it's incorrect, but we identify them as a part of this act, we say, oh, this person could give me something that'll make me happy. We do chintan of them, and that chintan, dhyayato vishayan punsa sangasteshu pajayate. Gita. That repeated positive thinking about that person with a hope of getting happiness from them causes the creation of attachment to them in our mind. And the reverse is also true. When we do negative chintan, when we repeatedly think with negative thoughts about a person, we become attached to them in a negative way. We call it hate, dislike, aversion. Rag and dvesh. Dvesh, the negative outcome of chintan. Rag, the outcome of positive chintan. But both are attachments and both lead to our own experiences. See, someone may argue, you're telling me there's no happiness in this person? They can't give me happiness? No, I got happiness from them. Yeah, you know what that is like? That's like the dog that picks up a dry bone and starts chewing on it with gusto. And he's chewing so hard that the bone starts cutting his gums or his mouth a little bit or his cheeks, and his mouth starts bleeding. And now he gets the taste of that blood, and he thinks, oh, the more I chew this bone, the tastier it's getting. He's really relishing the taste of this bone, and yet it's not coming from the bone at all, is it? It's his own creation. Similarly, let's say your child returns from university. They were out of state, and they come back after several months, and you're so excited to meet them. When you meet them, your heart is overflowing with loving feelings, and you come and argue with me and say, you're telling me I don't get happiness from my child? What am I feeling right now? Your own self-created experience. If there is true happiness in a person, everyone should experience the same amount of happiness from the same person all the time. But did your neighbor, who can also see the very same person, is their heart overflowing with feelings of loving happiness? No. They may put on an act, oh, it's nice to see you, so glad to have you back. They don't care. They're waiting for their child to return home from university. So why isn't your child giving happiness to your neighbor? Because they're not attached to your child. You're attached to your child, and in the same degree of the attachment, you're receiving a self-created experience of the feeling of love. But does it last? After 10 minutes, hasn't your excitement started to recede? After an hour, you may even pick a fight with your child, an argument. You still do that? I told you to change that habit. Oh, I don't want to be around you right now. So now what happened? If there's happiness in that person, then keep getting the same amount of happiness continuously. In fact, just keep staring at them, keep hugging them without break. No, it becomes boring. Even your most loving person in this world becomes boring. Where did the happiness go? Because there's no happiness in them. It's all self-created. And as the experience of being with them subsides the intensity of the desire, which was the result of the attachment, now the happiness of being with them also goes away. Take a break, again, let them go away for a couple months, and again you'll be excited to meet them, and you'll get that fleeting experience of loving feelings. It's all self-created and self-experienced in the mind. It's not a real thing that exists as a substance in that person. There is no happiness in any other person. It's only according to our own thinking. So this is what Shri Maharaj Ji is explaining in the first couple lines of this pad. We'll sing one more line, and then I'll explain one more aspect of this whole situation, which makes the whole thing seem even more absurd, even more anokha. Lakhyō jagat vyavahār anokho.
Jagat vyavahār anokho.
Jab hi swartha hani nij dekhat.
Jab hi swarth hani nij dekhat.
Jab hi swartha hani nij dekhat.
Jab hi swarth hani nij dekhat.
Ari samtahi nihar anokho.
Ari samtahi nihar anokho.
Ari samtahi nihar anokho.
Ari samtahi nihar anokho.
Lakhyō jagat vyavahār anokho.
Lakhyō jagat vyavahār anokho.
It's important to understand this because we know as sadhaks we have to attach our mind to God and Guru. And how will we succeed in doing that when our mind is already attached in the world? And whenever we try to bring the mind from the world to God and Guru, it's again pulled by the gravitational attraction of our mind for the people that we're attached to in this world. This is why it is so important to understand the nature of these worldly relationships. We're having a bit of fun with it tonight, but it's a serious matter. If we don't understand this and take this to heart, we'll never detach our mind from the world and attach it to God and Guru. We'll just keep seeking happiness from, we'll keep being beggars, begging from other beggars for our whole life and get disappointed over and over again until the day of our death, and we'll realize we haven't attained anything. There's one more aspect of this whole scenario, knowing that we're all acting amongst each other as if we have happiness to give, when in fact we don't have anything. We are bereft and we are seeking it from others. And we're also acting as if we love others for their happiness, as if we can be selfless, when the fact is we're all selfish. Adding to this whole situation is that we are all clinically insane. Literally, right? We've heard this explained to us many times as well, that if you ask someone who they are, they will tell their name, they will tell their ethnicity, they may even tell their species, that I'm a human being, but they will not say, I am the soul. And even if we theoretically know this, if we could pass the quiz, if somebody surprised you in the lobby and said, who are you? And you said, I am Atma. So we theoretically know the answer, but consciously we're not remembering that all of the time. Consciously, if somebody insults our body, we feel deeply hurt because we actually, practically speaking, believe we are the body. And we're the ones with the most knowledge on this subject, right? In the world, how many people have had this explained to them by a divine saint? What is the status of other people when it comes to knowing who they are? In other words, everybody in this world thinks they're something they're not. They all believe, I am this physical body. Nobody understands their true identity as a divine soul who belongs to God. And when a person doesn't know who they are, doesn't know where they belong, then they belong in an insane asylum. Someone may ask, then how is it we're all wandering around free in this world? No. We are all in Bhagwan's insane asylum. This whole sansar is one big mental hospital for all the souls who have rejected their divine beloved, their true mother and father, their true friend, Shri Krishna, and have believed themselves to be this body. So this is literally a mental hospital. Remember, we're talking about why is it so difficult to get along? Are you seeing the irony in this now? Why is it so difficult to get along? How has anyone ever gotten along for even 2 seconds in this world? We're seeking something from others that they don't have. We're acting as if we can love others when we only love our own search for happiness. And the basic fact is we're all insane because we're all living in a mental hospital. And now we wonder, oh, why isn't there harmony in the world? Why is it difficult to get along with others? Once we accept these facts, are we supposed to be depressed about it? No. We're supposed to come to our senses. We're supposed to accept the reality when something happens that doesn't meet our expectations, when someone disappoints us, having this knowledge will put a smile on our face. We'll smile at ourselves. Oh, you fool. You did it again. You were expecting happiness from this person and now you're blaming them for your unhappiness? You'll smile at your own confusion and you'll say, yeah, okay, I have to remember the knowledge Maharaj Ji gave me. In other words, we don't take all these disappointments as seriously. This is the benefit of this knowledge. As a side benefit, I mean, the real benefit is it directs us on the path to God realization. But a side benefit is our life in the world becomes much more relaxed. We don't take it to heart as much when someone doesn't behave the way we expect. When somebody doesn't fulfill our needs or our desires, we review this philosophy and we say, oh, how is anybody meeting anybody's expectations? What was I thinking? I shouldn't have expected this from this person. Now there's one more aspect to this. Let's add one more level of difficulty to getting along with others. Or you can say understand at one more level of depth why it's so farcical to expect everybody to get along all the time or to expect everybody to always agree with you or support you. There are three guna, three modes or qualities of Maya. Ajam ekam lohita shukla krishnam vahvi praja srijamanam sarupa ajo hyeko jushamano nushete jahatyenam bhukta bhoga majonya. Shvetashvatra Upanishad mentions that there are three qualities of Maya. Sattvam rajas tam iti guna prakriti sambhava. Gita. Sattva raj tam. These are the three qualities of Maya or the three modes of Maya, and everything made of Maya has these three qualities inherent. That means our mind also, being made of Maya, is, you can say, actually made of Sattva Raj Tam. Now, Jagadguru Shree Kripalu Maharaj has said that our mind is like a wrestling ring where three wrestlers are always vying for supremacy. The Sattvic wrestler, the Rajas wrestler, and the Tamas wrestler. These three gunas of Maya, they take turns influencing our mind, or you can say our mind gets in the mode of Sattva Gun, and then the Rajas wrestler suppresses Sattva and Tam, so the Rajogun wrestler becomes the main influence in the mind, and then the Tamas wrestler suppresses the other two. In this way, the gunas in a human mind are always fluctuating. Now, someone's normalcy may be more rajas, and sometimes, rarely, they're in a sattvic mode or in a tamas mode. Or maybe someone is predominantly sattvic and occasionally becomes rajas and rarely tamas. But everybody is influenced by the three gunas more or less. Now, when we are in the same, we're being influenced by the same mode as another person, then our thinking will match, our interests will match. And when they aren't in alignment, then they will clash. And this doesn't matter with the people that you're just walking around out in the world, but it matters with the people that you live with. It matters with the people that you're trying to use to get happiness from. Why? Because they are also trying to get happiness from you. I'm talking about your family, your husband, your wife, your kids, your friends. There's this continuous tug and pull and push and maneuvering. They're trying to get happiness from you without making you think they're selfish. You're trying to get happiness from them without letting them know that you're being selfish. And you're in a sattvic state of mind, so you're thinking, oh, maybe we should go listen to that pravachan in the mandir tonight. And your spouse is in more of a rajas mood, so your spouse says, no, I'd rather go to a restaurant. Yeah, but we said we were going to do something together tonight. We're going to spend some time together, so let's do it together. Come, let's go to the mandir. No, I want to go to the restaurant. Somebody has to compromise. Why the compromise? Why can't it just be easier to get along? Why can't it be easier to have harmony in this relationship? Why do we have to work at it so hard? Go to therapy? Because the one is in a sattvic mode and the one is in a rajas mode. Simple explanation. And that leads to some kind of disagreement. Or if they were both in a sattvic mode, so they decide, yeah, chalo, let's go to the mandir. But let's say the husband was more in his sattvic mode was more intense, and the wife's was a little weaker, tending towards rajas. So they're both sitting there, listening, and all of a sudden now the wife's tends right down into the rajas. She starts to feel bored. She takes out her phone and starts checking text messages. Husband is saying, what are you doing? Again, disagreement starts. Why? Because of the fluctuation of the gunas. And when these gunas are constantly fluctuating, for how much time are they going to match for those two people who are trying to get along? Briefly, occasionally, rarely. And when they do match, again, it's not for long. And again, we ask ourselves, why is it difficult to get along? Why does it require so much compromise, so much effort on my part? Why can't this relationship be easy? No relationship in this world can be easy. It requires constant compromise to maintain the peace, maintain the harmony. Shri Maharaj Ji says, if everything we were thinking about our spouse or any other person in this world, if everybody's thoughts became known to everybody else, so instead of the outward compromise and business-like interactions that we maintain in order to fulfill our needs, instead of that, if everybody knew what everybody else was thinking about them, Maharaji says within 24 hours there'd be nothing left, nothing would be saved from this world, everything would be finished. It would be such an all-out fight and confusion. So we have to maintain इस संसार को चलाने के लिए ऐसा व्यवहार करना पड़ता है. We have to do this acting in the family, in the world. It's okay that the secret's out now, right? Now you go home and the husband looks at the wife and the wife looks at the husband. Acha, tum aisi ho. Oh, the husband is also thinking, yeah, it's fine. Now the secret's out. Then how do you treat each other? Like sadhaks, like Maharaji's children. Yeah, you're Maharaji's child, I'm also Maharaji's child. Let's try to get along the best we can so that we can make Maharaji happy. That's it. Then you have a different reason for that compromise. It takes a while to make that transition, of course. We're still in that habit of expecting happiness from our family members and our friends. But through doing deep reflection on these truths, we gradually transform our thinking, and and it works best when the whole family is transforming at the same time, right? So if your whole family is involved, it's lucky for you. Again, there will be different speeds within the family. One will go further ahead and understand and start to develop more vairagya. And then the one who's a little behind will say, even though they're enjoying the satsang, they're also getting benefit, but then they'll start thinking, wait a second, what's going on here? My husband doesn't love me anymore. We forget the philosophy. We again get pulled into that whirlpool of selfish thinking. Oh, but I was getting happiness from her. Now she's becoming detached. No, remind yourself, the whole thing is going to be easier. The whole family life is going to be so much easier if you all together just accept, yes, we're all selfish. It's okay. None of us has happiness to give to the other. It's okay, but we'll support each other in our physical life and we'll support each other in our devotional life. That's the most we can do for each other. If we resolve ourselves to this fact, then we won't disappoint each other. Why are we promising more? Why are we promising what we can't give, and why are we expecting what the other person can't give? Come to the reality. We're all living in a mental hospital. What can we actually give each other? What can one patient give to the other? This is the reality. It's funny. It's a joking way of saying it, but it's the reality. So when we really accept these things in our heart, then our heart becomes lighter. We don't feel the sting of those insults. We don't feel the pain of those disappointments. And now our life starts becoming fulfilled by the grace of God and Guru. That's the other side, right? Maharaji says, what are you going to do? Just detach your mind from the world and leave it sitting there in a neutral state? No, it's going to go straight back to the world. So while we're thinking of all this, then we have to think of the other side of the coin. But God and Guru are selfless. They are not seeking their own self-interest to get fulfilled. They're already perfectly happy. They have perfect happiness, and they can bestow that upon me. So we have to remember the positive side as well. We understand and we start accepting the reality of who we are, who we're with in this world, the reality of why our interactions are difficult, but not in a depressing way, in a way that lightens your heart. Oh, I don't have to take this so seriously. I shouldn't expect everybody to support me and love me all the time. I should be surprised if anybody supports me. I should expect, not in a pessimistic way, in a realistic way. I should expect that everybody's looking out for themselves. That's our nature. But God and Guru are perfectly happy, and they have that divine bliss that they will give to me. And they are looking out only for my interest. They don't care for themselves. This uplifts our feelings. This keeps us from becoming depressed in the world. We become depressed when we think the world is all there is. I was supposed to get my happiness from this world, and I'm disappointed again and again. I wanted perfect love from this world, and I'm not finding it, and I'm getting old. Then you get depressed. This prevents depression. You say, oh, this is the reality of the world, and that thing I wanted, it does exist. It's with God and Guru. I have to love them. Then I'll get that perfect state of happiness and love that I've been seeking all along. So now come back to a psychologist other than a saint. And people study in this world. I mean, it's normal. It's a science, right? People want to understand the way a brain works. They want to understand the way people function, why they do what they do. But how would anyone truly understand human behavior without this basic fundamental knowledge, which can only come from a saint? So we should really value this knowledge. This is a really practical thing that when we apply it in our life, it really transforms our daily experience, reduces our feelings of disappointment and depression, and starts filling our heart with true joy and love from the grace of God and Guru. So with the few minutes we have left, we'll sing a few more lines of this kirtan. Lakhyon jagat vyavahar anokho
jagat
Nishidin yaha kautuk jag dekhat
Nishilin yaha kautuk jag dekhat
tadapi na karat vichar anokho
tadapi na karat vichar anokho
santan sabha yadapi sirjhumat
santan sabha yadapi sirjhumat
man rah vishaya majhar anokho
man raha vishaya majhar anokho
kahat kripalu bhagavat gita
kahat kripalu bhagavat gita
pur abhiman apar anokho
pura abhiman apar anokho
lakhyon jagat vyavahar anokho
lakhyo jagat vyavahar anokho
lakhyon jagat vyavahar anokho
lakhyo jagat vyavahar anokho
बोलो श्रीमद सद्गुरु सरकार की। We'll be